Right, it's a beautiful Thursday morning, and Mama Munyama Kwaba, yet again to another edition of the Breakdown Show. Mama Shay and Ranady, Mr. Moniji Pa, and also your promise to say, very interesting submissions and the analysis of Ghana and the entertainment industry. No? In fact, trending issues are a coso. And you are bringing up a very interesting topic, and I think that you love it. Usually, in Kebe Pese, we do comments, you know, ebe guho nafi yakin kenbi. We want to have an engagement with you. Enti, ene yentena, that was a piece. So spend the time kakra. Now I share and our TA. The name still remains KHOBBY on the Breakdown Show. Award Tofiakwa TV and Time TV. Right, and the usual panelist in Awaha, Habib Mohammed Waha, and Kwamanza and so Awaha. Habib, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Now, Pum design.
Adam, if you have a corner,
yes. Adam, and a match day.
Of course.
Black Stars, Ghana Black Stars.
Ghana General Kono. The only star of Africa.
Yes.
So, Oko tournament, major tournament, is a Monday, and countries nina APNA a ball or machine so they do Ghana. You see the hope of Africa.
That's right.
See, the hope of Africa.
Right.
So, I'm sure that the entire African continent is supporting Ghana against Chad.
Say another fella.
And easy, sir, because gone are the days and easy, but the Black Stars, you see, against Niger and Sudan or Yikruma Hakran on behind. I mean, we are a bit careful.
After I show Moon,
still, I would say you trade cautiously. Say, for the first time in so many years, Omo match no Mufi.
A cry, you say you could do so.
I agree.
What?
Yes, but what is one woman penny not to take it 30,000 a child for so much time in it.
Hey, I'm a superstars.
Yes, supporters near Domo Coin as a tender, no more could do 20. A moment I'm for more the bass, a conundrum, I do Mobasa Cosse Forest.
Ghana.
No, but how can you go to Chad in bus? Come on.
Hey, Commander,
very unfortunate. Say we are not discussing sports.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. If you move forward, you need to be from. I mean, cancer. You're so there.
Oh, wait, Martin.
Okay, they'll stick a bit to me now.
Your problem as a nation, your supporters union, your insu, your gamsu, your wine su, and then and they are not under one umbrella. That is the problem.
Okay.
And maybe a now one man supporter Abraham watching and call for normally the face of the supporters group. Years ago, under the old administration, old government, one man supporter on numerous occasions Ujina platforms were campaigning for Sa Abayano. I can't some the Masa Abayan, and he works with that time then minister. And it is purported so on and call for Abanda da non call for.
Okay.
Sisi aban fufuraba. Time now no aban wo so no. Na supporters still are no mumu achiche. Omo and omo from the opposition side and you took kwanya they will have to fight and force their way into it. You consider omo bebre. And sisi omo so omo aban aba. Apregu chakapama ene nkofo. To omo na fly omo do omo call on na. One man supporter and then the squad now trying to navigate their way back into the shoes. So they organize themselves say befa bas na yakọ. Aban who say ya fight kwan bi so dey we be duro bia. Ebia next time they will consider us. The and the brain. As a matter of fact, their travel was not sanctioned by the ministry.
Politics.
But
I think
woman say, Bibi to almost is here, I will tend to blame the government.
But I think we in our next one of our episodes, probably tomorrow or subsequent days, I think we should talk about how we have turned everything into partisan politics, because politics in itself is not bad.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a very good thing that I encourage everybody to get him or herself into. But partisan politics is killing us. But I don't think that's what we're talking about today.
Yes, so her name is Kwamanza. She's already introduced herself.
Yeah, my name is Commander.
Yes. Quaz for short. Which my friend Quaz. Right. So Quaz, I hope so you're fine.
I'm not the best, but I'll manage.
Yeah, you manage.
Yeah.
Right. It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
And I can't be. In fact, I say the demise of the Ghana movie industry. Now who caused them?
Nade Kosam.
That is the topic. Now who caused them?
Nade Kosam.
Nade Kosam.
Nade Kosam.
In fact, when we say the first Ghanaian movie was shot somewhere in the 50s. I think it was released in 1952.
That's Kukrent to me, right?
No.
Really? I thought they said Kukrent was the very first.
No. I'll get the name very soon. But even I told you so. Crowd came before Kukrent to me.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I told you so was 1970.
Wow.
I think Kukrent to me was in the 80s.
Okay.
Kukrent to me, Zinabu, Love Brewed in
African Poets.
Yes. A lot of movies. It told the African story, our story. You know, the first movie. Oh, I'm trying to remember. It was directed by a British. Though the cast, all of them were not normal yet.
Ghanaians.
Yes, Ghanaians. And it has really evolved. So it came 2000s now. Gollywood, came into the scene with Majid and casting scenario and
Jackie Appiah, Nadia Bori, Salam Mumin.
Before that, now we say Nigerian industry, Nigerian movies, so now in fact Abubu Ghana have a break.
I'm seeing something on the internet. The boy Kumasenu.
Yes.
The boy what?
Kumasenu.
Kumasenu.
Kumasenu. No, mine Kumasenu. Oh, okay.
That was the first movie.
1952.
1952.
Wow.
Yes. 1952.
Into that time, independence.
Independence. But I know say and so popular. I think the popular ones, a journey to Kukrantumi. I think it's a road.
Yeah.
Road to Kukrantumi.
And I told you so. And
Love Brewed in African Port.
Yes. I think it says
so the first one was directed by Sian Graham. Graham.
Thank you so much. Until said the movie industry, it started from somewhere and I do this time. In fact, Ajaku, you give a lot of credit to him because on Nigerian movies in the boom brain, okay, can Emma Nipa Saber dog and movies view. Emma Mene and Kaisenki Akwe ni my chance. I mean, you could free a child because I don't know, gradually and a afro baby do baby. Nothing can come more and a chance is a decline. And then the movie industry is nowhere to be found. Both the Kumawood and the
Gollywood.
And me first of all, my bisa industry who is saying, was it competing before say Abba from Korean? Was it competing?
Of course, it was.
Okay.
Say Oshe gone were the days. Said they're now Okano. Anya. Kwano kwade unaruno eba Ajaku era. But before Ajaku, there was Santo and
exactly.
There was Mame Dokuno,
Kala, Judas,
Judas
days,
exactly.
and they were doing so well.
Yes.
Before Sajaku, every shoe, so a year or more part. So I think that we were competing, but you drew baby, ABR, you trimu by air, they said we are there. You drew where we whilst we were not there, and you take that cry, and it boiled down to a lot of factors. I think that if we ask now, and you say culture, and if we ask now, dynamic, exactly. And then life in general, the only thing are constant, a change.
Yes.
But our people, and as I'm Kofona, almost share is seen so. Time we are so no air now everything keep changing. We were stuck at one place. I say stagnant water. Maybe you know, yes, I also a bomb bruise and Kofona Mutemono. Be too few. The honey finding yourself. We refused to follow trend and in the manner air costume any Rebecca then a move where now we want to come back. Space now Omodia may and how do we catch up? That is our major problem as it stands now because Yama and Kofona more competing especially Africa, Ghana, the say in Nigeria for and a compete other countries, no, because most Africans and I say most people in the world even think that Ghana and Nigeria share a border. But you know, we share border because countries no more surrounding, you know. Omo francophone countries are Nigeria for and the Cameroon for to say Cameroon for. And international, no more ayon funny rivalry, no, so you know, among the boss because Ivory Coast for movie in French, Burkina Faso, those countries no more baying it. Yet, no more and call into competition. We barely understand what they are doing over there. They said the so find it difficult to better than us. And say in Nigeria and the SSR your boss and where Gaba Nigerians na their men so those days are near war some to and call for normal the Nigerians were also having great men and women in their movie scene.
Yes.
Omu fade out ajakumu era no eba Katari ne wan eba those days. The Nigerians were still having Osofia, Mr. Ibu, and all the big men and women in the scene are almost ejuma. Ajakumu era ni fade. It came to Kojon Kansan, Lewin, Kokumanu, and Omo Keka. Nigerians were still producing. Some conformers will be faded out from the system. They are still there, but in movie to say the Nigerians, the Chanabusa, who say, and the UTC Ghana mountain so now far quadra or yet below 20 years. Now, Ubusana about Ghanaian movie. If care is not taken, ABR Lewin, Kuku, Manu, Mark Brown, because they are still vibrant on the internet. I could not be who or Marco, but on Timin can't movie 1, 2, 3, or who say or more castia. I say, or no, Aquadano, Wabi, a old ones. But Ubu said the same person, Nigeria. The person can mention hundreds of Nigerian actors and actresses, and they are doing so well for themselves. So I think that you're stuck with one place, and BB Agency is here, it will be difficult to catch up to them. Now, I was talking about, say, the only thing we are saying, a constant change, we keep on changing. Me, I think that the biggest challenge when it comes to Kumawood, Ghana movie now, we don't bring in Gollywood into it so much because those days are not Gollywood, Nijina and also Kumawood, Ejina and so Kumawood not a dominating.
Yes.
Na Kumawood a dominating. It say ye dig Ghana movie in Kuma most at times. Ayana akoye Kumawood the most. Even most of the Gollywood in Kofofo so Nigeria for no one. Now I think that Adeyama Yaka Chisisia ye brain say Nigerians no maybe a twem meaning say omo movie tete na brofo ewu but they will tone in one certain angle. ABR it is about the culture of Igbo, the culture of Yoruba, Nigerian culture, African culture, and near ma tetefoɔ that time no more tears no more pay, and they were doing it for them. Ye ba ye be drew baby a yigina they've sat down, analyzed the situation at hand, and they've got to understand that. And Kwadano Mabasisi, and that's a whole far Ghanaian population. We say we are 34 million in SS. About 70%. I was listening to one of the data analysts, I know what say, and then conform to about Ghana. So far Ghana is about to win now. 70% of people who vote are the youth. People from the 40 downwards. Omo Makano, Kakrebi. It tells you that majority of Omani populations you see youth. Same applies to the Nigerians. Nigerians not trying to analyze this situation. Who say, baby, I hear towards no, and Kwadano Omuba see no. Sa tete culture and Yemana they are not interested.
Yes.
They are interested in the loving scene. So yencha movie you to no angle no moje towards no. The open. Let's give them that content. Ghana. Ye caught into that phase. They are not say Kumawood, any Gollywood. I am not even bringing Gollywood into it that much. Kumawood for ETCS, who they say. And Kwadana Eba Sisia, and bring and that's how the movie ye catchy too, or now the movie I camera photo, they choose movie I camera phone ahead of movie I catchy. That is the first thing they refuse to learn. So they should have go with trend in the baby, and not aircon say. Movie is saying Kwadana, and I say youth, the majority of the people are. Or maybe the consumers of Adena, they want their camera phone because even school, they say, wobetimi akọ efie bi mu maame ne papa ne ma na omo ti fie no omo ya akanfo omo ye Ghana fo omo ka twi different language but fie ya ka brofo akwara ni ko school ma ya ka che ne say ono ni krom kasa na vernacular mema ne nka
ka twi ya ne ya
o ka twi ya ne ya cho ne ya
can you imagine
nti yen ka brofo nti ya wash ye ho to that stage say ya ba be used to abrofo ne culture any abrofo ne kasa no so I think that ye ko ye ni me ho na nanka o say kuma would look into say yen call for na ye di omo ebe scene ma omutwa movie no how fluent are they say ye the script mo omo na ye abrofo a ombetimi atwa can they express themselves to the maximum of omo ability no omatimi atwa ade na ma de o tie akiri na o to ade na hwe no ayenefe ayene de amana kwa they refused to do that and they were doing the same old thing and kwada ne mpe no and kwada ne mpe no so ijai hu achi Nigerians no mention the names of actors and actresses Maurice Sam you mention of Lucy Donalds Bakudi say Lucy Gould and then look they have all of these people
is it Bibio
that
yes that cutie
yeah.
I guess she looks like with Kadiri
yes now you are not organic yes you've mentioned another
another top she's I think she's one of the revolutionists
Ruth Kadri also in the system and omona atwa movie in that content Ghana for epe omo movie is HDA because here the any she dominated again what the no to nche aside twi na nkaza na sabrofo na ya anye na twi na ye di ho nkomo sisi ya no Nigeria for no there are some omokasa any ade ni ewu but still brofo no e dominant but din kan ka to scene na omutwa no e sa love scene Ghana de no we are not there and also the youth in the PCC ye pro that is what we have
okay
the no youth now omoye majority of the consumers now beto at the announcer on movie and no but we are not doing it we are still in the market yen mo can say some kwao some why people are no more interested in those things girls no mabas is and course they tell baby girls no mabas is they want yes oh be man wow no they want idea like akwane kan sem
wow
wow as in
like has swept me off
okay
to omo movies now be criticize scene they want love scene as a bema na ejiji oba ne so oba na yi see bema na yi see that is the kind of thing that see generation now you woman ye pick and we refuse to give them that content they will not follow us aside that in Nigeria ubetimi enya say almost all the actors and actresses are even producers but ubetimi enya more than 10 or 15 top producers are ofre kwamanza say kwas you are a big star but me per se me do bitwa movie they are ready to come because they believe that we are a respectable producer for Omoni Oboli one of the top producers are more quality production most of the actors and actresses no cry no ewo almost story they write it movie now you will see producer Omoni Oboli executive producer ebi nipa na this story ne buy or your cast na ye na executive but producer no Omoni Oboli ubenya Uche Nancy solid nkofo no ofo awon no omo nyina ewo omo ankasa personal we omo nso but ofo omo no do ma betwa ubenya Ruth Kadri and then above all omo ogoro na ankasa Uche Mbonambu ubenya Uche Mbonambu
Habib Mohammed the special
obeba ofo will be no di wetwa then who story near Udio, but AB executive producer Sonia Uchi, but producer no Uchi Mbunambu. They call him Sir because of the brand any baby awardru. Ultimately releasing movie in less than 24 hours, no 2 million. Ruth Kadri acquired to the extent that they say we're free even abrofodian and I said brofokasa wako French and now we're French channeler. We try movie in English no we French translators no ma translating movie no e dey call French or call French countries no produce and I say like or advertise it and market it the movies for them to understand
in their language
but yet here we say who say Ghana ubetimi amaye 3 or 4 producers are on top unya again nkofo no mu twa na omo ye top stars no se ba ko yi ne husi o se oye producer ono ankasa esan itwa the way offer other top ones so omo mebo ni production they will not even come.
Charging be on be charging no.
We will get there. We'll get there. Now I want us to elaborate this point now we're making. Inti because you are a young script writer. But I mean, she has started writing scripts. But
you from random producing.
Into producers. What's your script?
Yeah.
From Habib submissions, you know, I met as I say, our script writers, they are not being dynamic enough.
No, it's not the script writers. Let me start from the top. The industry went down mainly because of marketing.
No,
hold on. I'll come there. I'll come to why it is not the script writer's fault. Let me go to why it's not the script writer's fault first. The script writer has written the story with her own understanding. He or she alone has the vision of how she wants the story to be told. It is the director's responsibility to direct the movie in a certain direction. Then it is the cast's responsibility to also understand his or her role, understand the concept or whatever it is that the writer was trying to put across, and perform to his or her maximum ability. Rather unfortunately, the director is not able to direct the cast. You know, why any mitri on Shadani? Mama baby and not so one director and two on direct casting in the direction that he's supposed to go, or in the direction that is in the light of what the writer was trying to put across. And also the cast too is not also able to understand and get sample stories that look like the character and act according to bring life. Look, there are times you can write in, you're like, it is not me that is going to put all the details in there. It will make the story too bulky and clumsy and so you leave it to the actor to make the character or the role his own. Do you understand? So he could bring out the best. But unfortunately, I remember one last production I was on. My friend who wrote it, she was like, unnatural story. And so at the end of the production, she hated the story. It felt like she didn't write it well, but no, it wasn't her. The people that were performing, in fact, she mentioned some of the cast and I was laughing. Because she was like, after we finished producing, I watched the story and I was like, I don't like the story. Do you understand? So the director and the cast sometimes are the problem. If the director is not able to see vision and direct the story in a certain direction, the actor too may not be able to go in that direction, because sometimes you'd want to act a certain way, but the director will be like, no, don't do it this way. If you do it this way, it will help. And sometimes, yes, it will help. Do you understand? So the screenwriter is not the problem. It's not always the problem, okay? Because on the story based on whatever imagination he or she has, but the director and the actors are the ones going to bring the story to life.
Okay, yeah. So then I may say more no. Habib say generation be ne omo interest. For instance, we say the Gen Zs and the millennials have different interests. Today the Gen Alphas also have their own interest. Yeah. And so as a script writer, what do you look at when you are writing a script?
Okay, for me, I don't know for other screenwriters, but for me, I look at the people I'm writing for. So I'm like, okay, this story I'm writing, who am I writing it for? Which group of people am I writing for? Okay, I'm writing for SHS people. How do they behave? What kind of languages do they use? So it is unfortunate. There was one Ghanaian movie I watched. I didn't watch the whole time. It was a trailer. I couldn't get to go for the premiere, but I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, based on the trailer, this is what they are trying to put across, but their language is too refined. Do you understand? It's like shooting, it is like telling a village story and you're using refined English, like English for the first class people. Come on, the streets will not understand. they will not get it. Do you get it? But then if the language is like the street people can relate and understand and get what you're trying to say. So if you're writing for the street, use street language. If you're writing for the first class society, write it with their language, okay? And also, apart from looking at the people that I'm writing for, I also look at how we could sell certain jargon, certain terms, certain narratives in Ghana. Do you understand? These are some of the petty things we look at. But rather, unfortunately, some of the writers are not able to incorporate that into it. There are times you look at a script and you're like, okay, yeah, okay, he's writing it in this manner, but some of the language he's using is not relatable to the setting. First off, mind you, when you are doing something, you're not selling to the outsiders first. I mean, your mother will not cook food with the outsiders
the primary
in mind.
consumers are.
Do you understand? It should your primary consumers should be your own people.
Yes.
So you look at what they like and what is likely to sell, and you add your own touch to it. Do you understand?
Okay, so who makes a movie? And I say movie, no. Why not a movie near movie? Is it the Ocho story, no, or the director? It's
mainly the director.
Okay.
Then the cast also play a role because it's your face they will see.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, but on the cast, they do what the directors ask them to do.
But the cast can also say that, oh, I understand what you're saying. There's negotiation. There have been times that I have negotiated with the director that I think this particular scene, if you do it like this, it speaks more to the scene we are talking about,
okay, so,
than if you do it this way.
So, says the all cannot just a director not say.
Yes.
So
one I forget.
So in effect, the honor no pay and a cost of set.
Yeah.
And say write an true story in area. Does he or she have an influence on the story as far as direct and interpret?
As in the screenwriter?
Yes.
Okay, so there's,
for instance, mature script with a director or I don't know, it's not going according to how I want it. Said I can. Do I have? Oh
yeah, you have a say. Okay. You have a say, but once again, depends. It's up to the director to accept or not to accept.
Okay.
Yeah. Mind you, there's somebody that does the story and there's somebody that does the screenplay. That's the script. So the story, the person who develops the story may be different from the person who develops the script. Me, for instance, I develop and I write. I develop and I do the screenplay. Do you understand? But I can develop the story and give it to somebody to develop the screenplay. So sometimes you watch end credits and story is different, screenplay is different. Yeah.
Okay. So we topic we are not ending it today. Because it's very broad. Now, me say, quasi educating in kakra. If you are waka screenwriters, waka producers, waka directors. Sa movie no before say a movie ebe ba out no. Omo we chiri no. A omo ya ade no. Ubetimi amaye hunu omo. And what they do?
To my best of knowledge, the producer is the one that brings together the, let me use, for lack of a better word, the logistics. Until now, I say, editor.
So the crew, no?
He will bring together the crew. Then we have the executive producer. This kind of baba.
Okay.
Sometimes the producer could also be the executive producer. Sometimes it happens. And we have the production manager. He's the one who works directly with the cast and the crew. So if the cast has a problem, production manager no connection. If somebody has offended him, production manager no connection. If the crew have issues, production manager no connection. If it comes to welfare, probably they are hungry. It's production manager is the one who takes care of the welfare and everything. Though the producer will also see to welfare, who is going to take care of that one, who's going to take care of this, going to take care of that. And we have script supervisor, the one who takes care of the continuity. So sometimes you watch a movie, mind you, the movie we don't it's not acted according to what is written over there. It is done according to the situation on the ground.
Okay.
So let's say as we speak, there's a script that has an office scene and a home scene. And if we are at Facha TV today, any scene that has to do with office, anything that has to do with TV presentation,
finish it here.
We'll finish it here.
Before
So if one office scene is in scene 25 and the next office scene is in scene 29, you shoot scene 25 and scene 29 together
the same day.
As in, so
or more as in when
exactly
in the full day
no, not even as so that you can know. You see, there are some venues that you pay for.
Okay.
Do you understand? So if you are paying for Facha TV for 2 days, anything that you have to do in Facha TV, you have to do everything within the 2 days, and then you pay extra, and probably you may overspend what you have budgeted for. So the
now okay, continuity.
Yeah, so the script supervisor, so she will make sure that okay, what you wore in Facha TV is that the same thing you are going to wear in the next maybe from Facha TV you went home. So you are supposed to wear the same dress you wore in Facha TV at home.
Okay.
Do you understand? Maybe we shot one scene here, we shot one scene on the street. You cannot wear this t-shirt in Facha TV. Then you went downstairs and you are wearing something else. We will not make sense of what you are saying.
So that is the continuity.
That's what the continuity makes sure. Like it's so the story has to like I will say so. And we have the makeup artist. It's unfortunate that here in Ghana we don't really pay attention to makeup and special effects. But then when you watch advanced movies, even Nigerian movies, they are advanced stories. If you somebody is a CEO, a boss lady, they do a makeup to suit the person. Somebody is a village girl master, you give a village girl looks. Do you understand? So village girl, you have no business with lash extensions. Village girl, you have no business with nails. Do you get it? Village girl, you have to have your natural hair on, or maybe even if you add attachments, you won't add too much attachments. In advanced productions, somebody like me, maybe I have a high school behavior, but I may not look too much like high school. There is a makeup that they'll do for you that will make you look very young. Do you get it? So those of you who watched iCarly and Drake and Josh, it's the same Miranda Cabbage, but she looked older in iCarly and looked younger in Drake and Josh. It's because of the makeup and some of the costume department is also there. They will dress you according to, not according from, so that you will look the part. There are other additives. There's the editor, one of the edit sound guy. He's the one taking the sound, and he's the one who will take the sound and score it with the necessary sound effect and theme songs and everything. And there is lights. They will make sure if it is supposed to be an evening scene, they will position the lights in such a way that evening scene, the place looks like Adasa. Day scene, the place should look like Adachi. It shouldn't be a day scene and it's looking like Adasa. Yeah, so that's it.
So in fact, lecturer. Me show one American movie. It was supposed to be an ancient movie. But one of the scenes be aeroplane be tremu.
Ooh, airplane took them.
Like that, and they were not able to edit it out.
Yeah.
And so now business I said do some of these things. What's an I say village girl and he said or be a makeup be lash be and I depicted a chrome girl, but so it's fine if some of these things happen.
It's fine, but there's a way you can go about it to make it look like people are doing cry and Shedan Kobaso, are doing cry Kobaso cry. There's a way to. There are times that there are some things that were not part of the scene, but it became KK. Princess Diaries, for instance, one character fell. She was not supposed to fall, but she fell, and she fell on cue. She fell while she was performing. Do you get it?
Did they include it?
Well, they included it because it brought some meaning to the story. It's all storytelling. If it's an ancient movie and now playing the betrayal and they saw it early, maybe they didn't see it early, that's why you saw it. But if playing the betrayal and they saw it earlier, the person could act as and say something about it so that amount for doing Shedan Kobaso, you don't know anything. Do you understand? There was a time I was listening to Tony Asankuma, he was saying that there was a time that somebody called him to review a movie, and could you believe that there was a review, and they called him to come. Nobody saw that there was a full boom in sight, in frame. Did you get it? It was Tony that came and was like, did you people realize that there was a whole boom in frame? Did you guys realize that? Did you get it? So there's supposed to be, probably they are looking at me.
I'm paying attention, I'm learning now.
It was like, did you people see that there was a whole boom in frame? Do you understand? There are some things that you could edit out. There are some things that they were editing to be
movie we cry no once again ancient info and one of them was wearing a combat as a modern combat.
I think it depends on the story that is being told.
No, it was an error.
Error.
But that's your because as I'm for after movie no premiere can for children
yeah.
Because an Asian movie there, how can you get Obi or share a designer
combat
out here? You know, it's interesting. That Habib, yeah, building at the bank account. Now, you per se, you zoom into a thing.
Ebanising.
But I think say we cannot do that today because of time. Until we are better to kakra na you zoom into it next week. I don't know if producer tomorrow ever next week Monday we share at 8. Don't say quasi submissions in a or educating you know. You say
yeah, so much.
I was reading somewhere say America is able to almost beat me in an amount of like $22 billion from a movie industry. Yemfa I don't know and just suppose how much money do they spend when produce a movie? Do they even take pains? Because there are some series where it takes months, sometimes years. But if it might take a day.
Oh, come on. If resources says we should use a day.
Now maybe a competition. Our movies competing. Obia you see months. Huge sums of money. They are one production. Now you see limited resources at the year movie. Can we compete?
Now the entire now so Nigeria. I try narrowing the situation to Nigeria because I think that directly
yes.
FA. So now for Nigeria, a whole institution the groom artists and actors.
Okay.
And kwada movie. You groom from that stage Ghana Nibi. Again, the creative art industry they find a way to make sure say Ubia or yet member of the association one way or the other understand what it stands for to be part of Nollywood. Ghana ni bibi it your ministry na share sir and your man until Nancy abai we oba see and I decide they say let's bring an industry person to steer the affairs of that ministry. At least anya nipa no onim ade e koso
but the previous administration
his interest was with the musical
music obehwe enyom nko
yeah
and if Gomashi or
Jifa Gomashi she's an actress.
She understands the ins and out of Adena. If only politics said na partisan politics ne man emedi room ema ne ntoni na agenda say nkrofukuo kakra bi we na ye menkofo a o me part of us. Let's think about sankofo na ye be broaden say obia mra mu bi. Let's solicit for ideas. Those days now near yard, what were we doing right? She say now yard and the let's go back to the near writing, Yemfa and the and then in terms of a question now, I think that there should be a way of fetching out resources. You're moving, and that can only be done when clear cut policies and our plans are laid out. Say me a investor, me a businessman. You want me to come on board because I know that most of the movie, I say 1, 2, 3 B. And as our job, so no one can producing a movie, obit me a financing. Indeed, you need people, extra hands outside to come and cushion you. So we was seeking for sponsors from Ubise Ome Buana on your idea. The person need to be convinced. I also oman a PowerPoint presentation to tell he or she say, so we do 1 CD ever share movie at the end of the day. We can fetch 3 CDs. They are till 1 CD, no, the amount for 1 CD. Then we keep 1 CD. Nigeria for the team release movie. One day, now movie now clock it 1 million views. That is huge sums of money.
Yeah.
Ghana no, we releasing movie.
9 months, grand clock 100,000.
20K. And this a member investor. Yeah, now I catch them as a sponsor movie in 2 months and clock it 20K views. I will not come.
I think I'll speak to the question you asked Habib, that could limited resources rival available resources? I think it is very possible, because one thing Nigeria has that Ghana has not been able to do is they've been able to I don't know, for lack of a better word, they've been able to build the network. Do you understand? For Ghana, when our industry was going down, all our investors pulled away. Mind you, Nigeria, it is not the government that formalized their industry. It was individual stakeholders. There's very stakeholders that pulled away from Ghanaian film. They decided to come together. I remember when we were moving from digital from CD and cassettes to digital. Nigerians had seen it early, and Babulemi is just heading towards central region. But even they, Nigerians started and they had Iroko TV. When you go on DSTV at that time, Ghana didn't have a channel, but Nigeria had 2. I don't know when Rock Studios came, but I knew 2 growing up. I knew Senior Africa, I knew Africa Magic. So if for nothing at all, one to almost see the crowd, Benya Africa Magic Ashe, Benya Senior Africa Ashe. Do you understand? So for them, they had their investors. Not because of time, I know the other aspect I was thinking we'll get to. How say DVD, a free system.
Was it about now who cost them now? Or now what cost them now? I think that you know, PP.
Yeah, tenants share money. I was reading something on the internet and I started laughing. So who read about Kumawood and the man from me who conducted that survey and that research. Yeah. And they've put it out there that the reconstruction of the KGTR market. Yes. Na omuntimento cassette CD no. Omuntimento. So when I saw it, I started laughing. I said, who is
at this point, I don't know if I should get angry.
No, when you go to the internet, whoever is watching us, go to the internet, search for Emma Kumawood. The first idea it didn't come back. The reconstruction of KGTR. And I'm like, what?
Okay, next week.
According to the researcher is saying that the people in Kumasi are normally say, reconstructing KGT. Shops now normally to turn or more cassettes. And I'm like, we've moved from that stage. Let's admit that every factor. You move through one as you say, cassette beam. What did they do?
Right. That's a big question. See, on this note, here we draw curtain no ha. Now you have to ask Monday. In fact, it's getting interesting. You don't want to miss Monday's show because I think maybe we will the night entertain home. Like we said, or we started 8 near Shase. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now at the breakdown show bro, on Tofiakwa TV, Anytime TV. In fact, and probably was saying to Michelle, stick and stay. I feel on the media, on Tofiakwa TV, but on traditional screens and TV, Fache TV, you cannot afford to miss whatever goes on Fache TV. We have the best sports show, we have the best entertainment show, we have everything you love in a TV station. Into Michelle, so unya TV no so aya akona koseche na fe konya na reality show be a course of gifted icons. Number Monday we will talk about it. Jom, now you love it. Season 2, baba. Say it be nominations and I say forms on 2. I have a packet. What's it for season 2? Now your life will never be the same. Habib, may I say?
Yeah, wish Black Stars of Ghana. The best.
All the best.
Yes.
Black Stars in Yamini Vida.
We will name Only
Grace Ashley songs. I
Hey, Godmanza. Oh, come on.
2010 Walker.
If the military are doing their jama right now, I'll be able to join you. But those songs I don't know.
Black Stars.
Right. We wish the Black Stars the very best of luck. And then they with fala. We mama me fala. We 4-5 Guineas. Monday is a real deal. And then
the really real deal.
Because we are going to USA. And USA and Canada and Mexico. Where do you want to go?
I seen where do I want the World Cup?
Yes.
You say US, Canada, or Mexico?
Yes.
It's not US on them side.
Canada. Yeah. Toronto.
Anyway.
Toronto.
I'm wondering. Right, you're Monday.